Hey everyone, it's Alyce and welcome to June's Book Box Battle. So last month's Book Box Battle was a little bit of a close call. Fairyloot ended up winning, but OwlCrate were quite close because they had one of the most gorgeous items I've ever received, and I was extremely pumped by it. However, there was one clear loser, and that was Illumicrate. And so the way I do these unboxings is I always save last month's winner until last, which means we have to start with last month's loser. So hopefully we'll get the big disappointment out of the way and we'll be able to move on to some excitement. I'm not even excited about receiving Illumicrate anymore, which is a huge shame. They still have great book picks, which I am interested in reading, and I still like their bookish customisations, but the items just haven't really been to my taste since they've changed it up a bit this year. But hopefully I'm speaking too soon and I'll really love June's box. So the June theme is Fight for Your Future. As always, I will leave the spoiler card to one side and I will only refer to that for artists or fandoms that I don't know. And so straight away, first off, I can see one of the Illumicrate exclusive mugs in here. This one is Hidden Promises, and as always, these mugs are designed by Rosie Thorns 88. And now I'll open this up for you so we can have a look at this mug together. If the aesthetic on the mug is anything like the aesthetic on the box, I'm going to be happy with it because it's a really gorgeous box. Ooh, it's two girls sat cuddling under some beautiful trees with a path in the background. Compared to most of Rose's mugs, there's not really all that much going on in this one. It looks like it's quite a quiet theme that has been chosen. So I will have a look and see what fandom that is, because it's not something I recognise. That's inspired by Girls of Paper and Fire. Not a book that I've read, but one that I am interested in reading. Puffy stuff. We then have the author letter for the book, so I will get to that in just a moment. I can remember what the book is, so it's not spoilers, it's fine. We then have some kind of little leather book, which I'm wondering if that might be a passport holder. And this is inspired by something like Becky Chambers. It says, "The planet was beautiful, the planet was horrible, the planet was full of people, and they were beautiful and horrible too." So yes, this does look to me like it might be a passport holder. Yes, it's a passport cover designed by Allie Oldfield at Allie Oldfield Design, and this is inspired by a closed and common orbit. Well, I like the quote, but I'm also not sure how many people feel comfortable going to an airport with a quote that was literally saying that people were horrible. I think maybe just "the planet was beautiful, the planet was horrible" would have been a nicer quote, but I do really love the design behind it. Even just the design without the quote might have been more gorgeous. Then again, I'm somebody who hasn't travelled or used my passport since I was 12 or 13, so that was 13 years ago. I'm not going to get much use out of that, and it's not really going to impact me too much because I'm not somebody who travels often, but not really the quote I would have picked, even if I do really like the design. We then have what feel like bookends, and they are bookends, so I'm glad that I picked these up together. On My Honour, My Fire, and My Jade. So these will be inspired by Jade City by Fonda Lee. They are this gorgeous green colour, definitely the most interesting bookends that I've received from a book box. And these are Janloon bookends designed by Stacey McAvoy Cornt, indeed inspired by Jade City. Definitely stunning. Some of the better bookends that I've received, because I'm not too much of a fan of ones that are like funky shapes because I always worry about catching them, but where these ones have straight edges but they've also got the beautiful design in them. That's quite cool. Definitely a useful item. And then right at the bottom here we have the book sleeve. I can't remember who these are designed by. Pahami. How can I not remember that? This is the LA Institute Library book jacket. And this is inspired by The Dark Artifices. It's an officially licensed, which is cool. And I'm currently using my Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, one of these, on my Fairyloot adult books. So at least this way, because I am slowly but surely chugging my way through City of Dusk. If I don't get that finished anytime soon, I do have another one close to hand and easy to access that I will be able to use for my next book that I will slowly chug my way through. So I always really like these. Not a huge fan of the design on it because, like, I've never read The Dark Artifices, I don't know these characters. I like the library on the back, but it's mostly just because it's a useful item rather than for the artwork for me, so that is something that I will use. Definitely going more with the useful items this month, because normally Illumicrate focus more on the aesthetic items, so it's nice to see them going more with useful items, but none of them are really appealing to me all that much so far. Like, again, I will use this, but I don't love the art. I like the colour of these, very subtle with the quote. Not a fan on the quote, but I do like the design, and not a huge fan of the mug design, so mixed box so far. And then we'll move on to the book, which I have heard intensely controversial things about, and this is We All Fall Down by SELAVY.SZABO. I am impressed by the stenciled edges. I like the fact that we've got the bright green at the top and the bottom. My stenciled edges are slightly off centre, and it doesn't normally annoy me, but because it's a big circle and like one half of the circle is literally touching the other half of the book, that is going to annoy me a little bit. I didn't mind so much with This Woven Kingdom because it was ever so slightly canted, but it was like a repeating pattern, so it didn't really make that much of a difference. But that is going to wind me up a bit, I'm not going to lie. This is signed on the end papers, I'm assuming. Oh, it's a digital signature. The digitally sprayed edges are by Ross Dottier. And it says there's also foil on the cover, which is a humongous fucking lie. Do they mean on this cover? Oh, wow. Are they counting the foil on the dust jacket? Like the really, really small amounts of subtle foiling around the characters? Wow. They don't normally advertise that as one of the, like, exclusives. That is interesting. I do like their cover of this. I don't know if that's just because I've seen the US cover. And it doesn't look anything like this. I haven't seen the UK cover because I can't remember off the top of my head, to be honest. All I've seen is a load of people skipping this box because this book is apparently like humongously controversial. I will read the blurb to you and we will see if we can figure out why the heck that might be. In River City, where magic used to thrive and is now fading, the witches who once ruled alongside their powerful king have become all but obsolete. The crumbling government is now controlled primarily by the new university and teaching hospital, which has grown to take over half the city. Moving between the decaying old city and the ruthless new city, 4 young queer people struggling with the daily hazards of life, work, school, and dodging power-hungry cops and unscrupulous scientists, not realising that they have been selected to play in an age-old drama that revives the flow of magic through their world. When a mysterious death rocks their fragile peace, the 4 are brought into each other's orbits as they uncover a deeper, magical conspiracy. Devastating, gorgeous, and utterly unique, We All Fall Down examines the complex network of pain created by power differentials, even between people who love each other, and how it is possible to be queer and turn out just fine. That doesn't really seem like it's going to be all that controversial. That seems like the kind of book that people normally love. I am surprised. I will see if I can get Sean to edit in some, like, quotes from people who have called it controversial to see if there is something in this that I am missing. Obviously I'll make up my own mind when I read it, but just to warn you in case this is a book that you're interested in and there are certain triggers in here that are upsetting people that you might be interested in avoiding. But yeah, I'm a little bit, like, miffed by the off-centre spraying. I'm a little bit bummed by the fact that it says foil on the cover and it just means the dust jacket, not the actual hardcover like they normally do. I'm a bit surprised by that. But, like, the book sounds interesting enough. I'm interested in stuff by this author. They wrote What Big Teeth, and the cover of that really interests me. I'm really interested in that one, but it never got published in the UK. So, overall, I'm just feeling a bit meh. I'm just feeling meh towards Illumicrate all the time at the moment, and I don't know why, because they've always been my favourites. It was always Illumicrate that blew me away every month, so the fact that I'm just a bit meh is a shame. But let's find out how I feel about OwlCrate. We had a brief unexpected interlude because the camera decided it did not want to stay alive, but Sean seems to have fixed it, so we will carry on and see what's in this OwlCrate. Finally. And again, I won't look at this until after I need the fandoms or the artists. Puppy stuff. Puppy stuff. Okay, so straight up, the thing I'm always most excited about every month is the literary luggage pin designed by Alyce Creative. This is a set of 12 enamel pins that is being made throughout the year, and they're monthly, obviously, and I really enjoy them. And this month's is Pan's Patisserie, Bon Voyage Belle Terre. And this is inspired by Serpent and Dove. Not a series that I've read, but who doesn't love a cute tiny little patisserie shop on a suitcase? I know I do. I'm happy with that. We then have the stars inclined us, they do not bind us. And I recognise the quote, but I don't know where from. And this is like probably a bamboo comb. It's got these very delicate little engravings of flowers and little stars. And this is oh, this is inspired by These Violent Delights. It's just a wooden comb, designed by Wink and Wonder. But like, oh, that actually feels really nice. Like, that doesn't catch at all. She says as she finds like a massive knot that she missed earlier. But like, compared to plastic combs where I often find like it tugs a lot, that feels a lot smoother in my hair. So that might actually be something that I use in the future. And I don't think I've ever received a comb from a book box before, which is interesting. I've had hairbrushes and I've had hair scrunchies, but I can't think of a comb. We then have a little magnet that says, "The bright star holds even as the darkness rises," which is a quote from C.S. Pacat's Dark Rise. And this is designed by Blanca Designs. So that'll be going straight on the dishwasher. We have a bag. A Crescent City tote bag, which says, "Per Morum Omnia Fieri Posse, Crescent City University." It's a nice, subtle print, not too in your face. A lot of the tote bag prints recently have been characters, so it's nice to have a print that's very subtle. I love Crescent City, so I'm always happy for more CC merch, and I will definitely be using this. And that is designed by Iron and Ink Designs. We then have something that I didn't realise was coming in this month, which is the second book in the Paperback Classics series. My comb, my mirror there, everything is falling. The second book in the Paperbacks Classics series that OwlCrate are doing quarterly this year. The first one was Frankenstein, this is Pride and Prejudice. And the quote they've chosen for the back is, "You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you." I love the purple on this. I loved the design for Frankenstein. This feels very different. The copy of Frankenstein was quite scratchy and very stiff, but this is like a proper floppy paperback. So I'm confused on what has changed in the printing of these. I don't know if they've just decided to go with a better printer. It also looks like it might be like standard UK paperback height now. No, they are still ever so slightly taller, because the Frankenstein I can see on my shelf over there, it's like ever so slightly taller. I'm actually just going to go and grab it and see if it is that scratchy material, because that's going to bug me otherwise, so I will be back.
3 hours later.
Yes, it was completely right. So the dramatic difference that has occurred in 3 months between these books. So this is Frankenstein. There is no movement whatsoever. It's like absolutely a rock when you're trying to flick through it. And then there's this one, which is just like a normal paperback. So I'm confused. They look nice next to each other, at least. It's mildly annoying because this one's very matte and this one's very shiny, so you can tell that they're different. So they won't look as appealing on the shelves as I thought they would. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the next two, because it'll be interesting to see if they go with this style, which I prefer a lot more. I love the floppy, and I'm not a huge fan of the fact that like this is such a bitch to get open. If I didn't already have a copy of Frankenstein, I'd be a bit miffed, but this would only ever be for the aesthetic for me, because I do have multiple copies of this book. I studied at a university for a term, so I have like my copy with all the annotations in it that I'd be keeping anyway. But I don't actually have a paperback copy of Pride and Prejudice. I only have fancy copies, so it's nice to have a copy of that I can tote around. And those are designed by Rena Illustration. I'm assuming both are, but definitely Pride and Prejudice. Back to the box, which I'd forgotten where I'd put that for a second there. I got too excited comparing books. And then we have a wooden print that says, I thought that was one of the puffy bits. It's like a print that you can hang, which is cool. So you've actually got a way of displaying it. A good book was its own brand of magic. Stories made everything possible. I'm assuming that's probably from Carrie Maniscalco's Kingdom of the Wicked, because the snake looks very similar to other things I've seen from that series, but I won't be making that up. No, I am completely right. It's Kingdom of the Wicked, and this is designed by Riddle and Ravens. I do really like this. I don't know if I would ever display it, because we don't really have anywhere to display anything like this. But it's very nice illustration. To be honest, I might just take the elastic out and just like pop it in a photo album somewhere, because it's thin enough that it could go in a photo album. Very flexible as well, which is nice. I'm not worried about snapping it or breaking it, which is good. And then we have the book, which I'm miffed to say I've actually already seen the cover of this one spoiled, and I just assumed it was a book from a few months ago that I'd forgotten that they'd done, which is funny, because I saw somebody selling it in a by trade sale group on Facebook, and this is Together We Burn by Isabel Ibanez. This is an OwlCrate exclusive edition. So this is an exclusive cover featuring character artwork designed by Sid Mills at Vetter. And then Pauliina illustrates the reversible dust jacket. So let me pop this open and we'll see, because we've already seen some Pauliina artwork today, so we know what Pauliina's artwork is like. Pauliina's name is Pauliina Hannuniemi. I am sorry if I'm butchering these names. I'm pretty sure Isabel Ibanez is the one who wrote Woven in Moonlight that I hauled recently. I might be making that up, but I will have a check and see if I can see that. Oh, this is like bullfighting. Interesting. So we've got the author letter there. We've got the end papers that are like dragons. Oh, maybe it's dragon fighting? Ooh, interesting. There is the signed page. Yes, is the author of Woven in Moonlight. I knew the name from something recently. Ooh, we've got foiling under the dust jacket that says, "We catch on fire under a million stars," and then you've got the fan on the back. And then the Pauliina artwork is here. This absolutely gorgeous dragon. I'm not even surprised, because as I said, I'm currently using Pauliina's Smogue book jacket on City of Dusk. So I like Pauliina's dragons. I think they're very well designed. So I will probably display this with the alternate artwork instead of the redesigned cover, because that is just really stunning. And then is the foiling. The foiling is designed by Tes Medovich at Paperback Bones, and the end papers are also exclusive to OwlCrate. So we will read the blurb so we can find out what this is about. I'm assuming dragon fighting. An ancient city plagued by dragons. 18-year-old Zarella Zalvadar is a talented flamenco dancer and daughter of the most famous dragonador in Hispalia. People come for miles to see him fight in their arena, which will one day be hers. But disaster strikes during one celebratory show, and in the carnage, Zarela's life changes in an instant. A flamenco dancer who must become a dragon hunter to save her family legacy. With the Dragon Guild trying to wrest control of her inheritance from her, Zarela has no choice but to train to become a dragonador. But when the most talented dragon hunter left in the land, the infuriatingly handsome Arturo Diaz de Montserrat, withholds his help, Zarela cannot take no for an answer. Without him, her world will burn. Ooh, that sounds really interesting, actually. So obviously the dad must die, and then she has to, like, go away from being a dancer to become a dragon hunter to, like, save him? Or to save their... Wait, she's trying to be a dragon hunter. Oh, so maybe the dad doesn't die. Maybe that he kills the dragon? And then maybe he gets in trouble for it. I know he probably dies, let's be honest. It's a YA. YAs and dead parents, they go well together. But this is something that I am very, very interested in. I'm not a huge fan of the cover, but I don't know what the original cover looks like. I will get Sean to edit that in and then put like a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on whether I like this more. Wait, no, it'll be in the little OwlCrate bubble thing. Let's have a quick look. Okay, yeah, I prefer the OwlCrate cover. The original cover is some kind of weird, like, fans of flowers on fire. It's a bit of a mess. And then last but not least, we have the prompt card for next month, which I have managed to put down somewhere, and that is Courtly Intrigue, and every July box will include an exclusive enamel item designed by a band of weirdos who do these beautiful celestial badges. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Crystal badges, not celestial. It's because I've just seen the word celestite. Crystal badges. I love these. I really like their illustrations. So now we will move on to last month's winner, who is Fairyloot. If I'm honest, I'm feeling a little apprehensive and I don't even know why. Am I done with book boxes? Am I just tired because it's nearly 1 AM and I'm still filming? Who knows? But fingers crossed, Fairyloot will do something that impresses me dramatically, because I'm feeling a bit meh about both boxes so far. I really like the Behind Me Under the Dust Jacket artwork. I like the fact that Illumicrate's items are all useful, but nothing really standing out to me as a winner yet. But let's find out. Oh, we've got another trinket dish. Yay! I'm not a huge fan of the trinket dishes because I feel like once you've got like 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, you've got enough. And not only have I gotten a lot of these from Fairyloot, but I've got quite a few just in general from other boxes as well. But Fairyloot seem to do them very regularly. And I just don't have that many trinkets, and it's just another excuse for clutter, really, isn't it? So this one is gorgeous, as they always are. But again, I don't have enough room for all of them. This is a Rin trinket dish designed by Rs28. I don't know who Rin is. I'm wondering if it might be Poppy War, because it kind of looks like some of the fan art that I've seen of that. I'm going to have to dive in and see if I can find the spoiler card so I know for sure. Where do she be hiding? She be all the way at the very bottom of the box. Right. Yes! This is the Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I recognise my iconography. That's fine. Again, people will love that because people love the Poppy War. Just not for me. Then we have more puffy stuff that I will move over to the side. Is this an Atlas 6 book sleeve? I'm interested. Oh my god, it actually is! It's like it's the original cover. The Atlas 6, Knowledge is Carnage, You Can't Have It Without Sacrifice, Olivia Blake. I read the Atlas 6. I've done a reading vlog for it. It was the very first Fairyloot adult book, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So I am not offended to have a book sleeve inspired by it. It's a nice chunky hardback size, so it will be nice and easy to fit my Fairyloot adult books in there. Mildly frustrating because it doesn't seem to like go quite all the way to the edge, but I'll just need to be careful with that. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Like, it doesn't catch too badly. But yeah, I'm quite impressed by that. It's a surprise to have it included. And it's this nice kind of shiny material, so it'll be very easy to clean if I do spill anything on it, which is always a plus. And this is designed by Chatty Nora. So I like that a lot. Can put the sequel in it when I read that. That'll be nice. Then we have a paperback. This is a 2-book box, and I didn't even realise. Oh, so this is Twin Crowns by Catherine Webber and Catherine Doyle. I already have 2 copies of this. I got both the Rose and the Ren edition from Waterstones. But this has an alternate cover, which is absolutely freaking stunning, because the original covers have Charlie Bowater artwork on it, and I've never been the hugest fan of her art. And it has like the 2 girls, and I don't really like characters on books either. So this appeals to me a lot more, and it's also got these absolutely gorgeous gold stenciled edges that are very similar to the Waterstones ones, but are just that little bit more appealing. I do like the Waterstones edges because they're multicoloured, and that appeals to me, but this is very nice. And this is digitally signed. And it's very stunning. Wow. Loving the amount of foiling. Hot damn. Okay, this is going to be the edition that I keep for special. Like, I can read a Waterstones edition. This one I am keeping for good. And that is... It doesn't say who it's been redesigned by, but it's just exclusively redesigned. And I'd completely forgotten that was coming in this month's box. So, I'm happy with that. We then have... Sting page flags. There is a dagger that is clearly called Sting, and it gets increasingly more magical as it goes up. I'm wondering if this is going to be inspired by the new Bridget Camera book, Forging Silver into Stars, because the font looks very similar. I'm probably wrong. I am 110% wrong. It is inspired by The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Well, I'm sorry. I've been giving all of my Lord of the Rings stuff to a friend because he loves Lord of the Rings, but I'm going to keep these for myself because these are page flags that I will use, and they're very nice, and these are designed by Jez Hawk. I did not know that there was a dagger called Sting in it. Have I just not got that far? I haven't read the last one yet. Oh, there's going to be loads of Lord of the Rings fans like, no, Sting is in it from the very first chapter, and I'm like, whoopsie, I had no idea. We then have the tarot cards of the month, and these are the Lovers and the Chariot, and based off of the artwork I'm going to guess that these are Poppy and Hawk, and this is Ethan from Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Am I making it up? I probably am. So close. Poppy, Hawk, and Kieran. Aiden is close enough to Kieran. I have a friend called Kieran who has a brother called Aiden. That might be where I was getting that from. But pretty good shout. And these are designed by Ars28, as they are every month. We also have a print at the bottom here, which is a lady with a badass eye patch and some oddly formed bazumbas. This is not the kind of art for me. This is not something I will ever use, so oh no. But that is Adelina from the Young Elites by Damien in the Den. Okay, it's going to sound like I'm being really critical because I can't do art myself, but why would somebody's cleavage be here if their titty is over here? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me that you can clearly see the cleavage going down this way. Like, if you couldn't see that bit of cleavage there, it would make sense. But you can clearly see that that is the cleavage. So, just based off of anatomy, that bit of boobie there would go smoothed out. I'm being way too clinical about this, but I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about it if I don't share it. This bit of boobie would go, like, into the middle. It wouldn't go, like, this is a bit of boobie, and this is where the rest of the boobie is. That's not how the boobies work. That is not how boobies work at all. I am never going to be able to look at this again because that is going to make me angry for the rest of my life. end. That I didn't even see it. That wasn't even in this box. Let's hope the book is gorgeous, because it hasn't got a chance in hell of winning with that in it. Oh, it's very bright yellow. Wow, that was unexpected. Oh, I've never even heard of the book. This is This Vicious Grace by Emily Theady. Her gift can save or it can kill. I've totally heard of this book. It has a very different cover. Very different. The cover I've seen is like got like a person eating like some fruit. I think. Is that the same book? Oh, it's not even just yellow. It's got like stenciled. We're going to do a close-up. I don't know why I'm like viciously holding it towards the camera. But it's got like stenciled lemons and leaves and shit, but you can barely see them because of how vibrant the yellow is. Oh, that's quite painfully bright. It's quite pleasant in like a weird way because it's so different, especially where all the adult Fairyloot books have been black recently, so it's just nice to have some sprayed edges that aren't black. Oh, we've got some Under the Dust Jacket artwork of a lady. We've got some foiling Under the Dust Jacket. We've got some, not Under the Dust Jacket artwork, this is end paper artwork. There's a man. Oh, and there's nothing under the actual dust jacket, which is nice. Alyce's gift from the gods is supposed to magnify a partner's magic, not kill every suitor she touches. Now, with only weeks left until a swarm of demons devours everything on her island home, Alyce is running out of time to find a partner and stop the invasion. When a powerful priest convinces the faithful that killing Alyce is the island's only hope, even her own soldiers try to assassinate her. Desperate to survive, Alyce hires Dante, a cynical outcast marked as a killer, to become her personal bodyguard. But as rebellion explodes outside the gates, Dante's dark secrets may be the biggest betrayal. Dante holds the key to Alyce's survival and her heart. Is he the one person who can help her master her gift, or will he destroy her once and for all? So, these are designed by Gabrielle Ragusi, and the letter from the author, which is going to be in this bag here, is designed by Alice Maria Power. Wow, that is some stunning artwork. Oh my god, she's made it look like actually glittery and shimmery. That's really cool. Okay, I really like that. And then we've obviously got the Fairy Scoop, and we've got the bookmark of the month. And this is also signed. Okay, I do really like the book. I'm surprised by the painfully vibrant yellow all over, but it's definitely attention grabbing. Hot damn. My question for you is, can I just not pick a winner this month? That is like the antithesis of the point of this video series, but hear me out. I don't really like any of them. Ooh, controversial opinions coming out now. There have been months in the past when I have struggled to choose because I have liked them all that much, and I forced myself to choose a winner, but I don't know how I can award any of these as winners this month. Yeah, I went there. Fairyloot deserves it because of the two books, because the completely redesigned covers on both, because of the sprayed pages on both, because we've got like a physically signed and a digitally signed. You've got a book sleeve, which is appealing and is from a fandom that they've picked in the past. You've got the trinket dish, which again isn't to my taste but will appeal to most people. But oh my god, what were they thinking with the weird booby artwork? I don't want to let Fairyloot win just because that is going to haunt me for the rest of my fucking life. There's going to be other people like figuring it out and being like, no, you're looking too much into it. Actually, the booby would completely look normal over there. But to me, that booby is harrowing, to say the least. I do like the little Lord of the Rings page sticker things though, because like they're always handy to have. It's not something I've used myself, but I've been thinking of tabbing more because I'm getting to the stage where I want to start doing reviews again, and being able to tab would be helpful for that. So, I mean, part of me wants to give it to Fairyloot. But, can I? Can I look past the booby art? Let's recap everything else. Illumicrate's sprayed pages are so horribly off-centered, and it's not something I would normally comment on, so that proves how much it's annoying me. Because normally I don't mind. Stenciled edges are done by hand. They are more individual. There is more room for error with them because of that. Because it's one of those processes that takes time. And obviously publishing companies, they are rushed off their feet at the moment. Printers are rushed off their feet. So that mistakes like that I don't mind so much. I can look past them. But none of the Illumicrate items excite me. I like the bookends, but they've done bookends before. I like the mug, but they do the mugs so fucking regularly. And let's be honest, who needs that many mugs? I know people display them, but then that turns it from, like, yes, they've included a useful item into they've included another decorative item that is just masquerading as useful. I like the book jacket, but I don't really like the artwork on it because I'm not a huge Cassandra Clare fan. I haven't read The Dark Artificers. So it's hard to give it to Illumicrate because of those reasons. Meanwhile, OwlCrate, the book excites me less, but I like the items more. I like the comb. It's a good inclusion. It's an item that is very useful, but is a bit more unique. I liked the... I really can't remember even all of the words that I'm attempting to say. I liked the paperback. I like the fact that they have gone with a better style. So they have obviously listened to customer feedback and they've realised that the style that they used originally was not to the standard that was expected. So it's good that they have worked on that. I obviously loved the enamel pin badge because even though I don't really like decorative items, that is a collection that appeals to me. So I liked that. But the book didn't really have that much for customizations. I liked the foil stamps. I liked the fact that it was signed. I did actually really like the Under the Dust Jacket artwork on that one. So even though it doesn't have any kind of pages, and it does have the completely exclusive cover as well, just it's not like completely to my taste, but like I like it more than the US cover anyway, so maybe I can give it to OwlCrate. Even though I can't. Oh my gosh, it is 1 a.m. You can forgive me, but like I can't even remember all the freaking items, can I? Oh, the tote bag. Yeah, I really like the tote bag as well. Wooden print can take or leave. Yeah, I'm not surprised I forgot about that one. But I do really like the tote bag too. And the little magnet is like handy enough. It's pretty unintrusive. It's not a weird booby. Am I really going to rip it away from Fairyloot just because of a weird booby? Yes, I am. Because I'm a petty bitch. OwlCrate wins. Not even just because of the booby. The yellow pages concern me because I know how badly yellow pages fade. And especially the fact where it's like the vibrant yellow with like the lemon yellow. I have a feeling that after like a little bit of sun exposure, that is just going to be all completely one colour. I might be wrong. We might come back to this in 10 years and I might be like, wow, that book still looks amazing. It's my favourite. But even though we've got Twin Crowns in here, and I would give it to Fairyloot just for Twin Crowns, but the weird booby illustration has just completely demolished it for me. So congratulations, OwlCrate. You have won off of a technicality, and that is that Alyce does not like weird boobies. I've said the word booby too much in this video. I'm going to apologise for that one. If you liked this book box battle, then please do give this video a like. If you agreed with me, please comment down below. If you disagreed with me, please comment down below. If you love the artwork with the weird booby and you think I'm being too critical, please let me know, because I'm not often critical on artwork. I think that artists are extremely talented. I would never be able to get anything featured in any of these book boxes because I don't know a pencil from a freaking ballpoint pen when it comes to artwork. But I can't look past the fact that the cleavage goes in one direction, but the boobies in the completely opposite direction. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that physically happens. Unless someone is, like, running really quickly, but she looked like she was stood still. Please do follow this channel if you would like to hear more discussions of anatomically correct boobies. I can promise this happens a lot. This is the first time and hopefully the last time this has ever happened, but who knows? I didn't think I'd be talking about boobies at 1 a.m, but I'm still saying the word boobies. Thank you for watching. We'll post another video in a couple of days, and another big congratulations to OwlCrate for winning this month's Book Box Battle in one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. I'm Alyce. This is the Bumbling Blogger. Emphasis on the bumbling. Bye! Sweet Jesus, what were they thinking? The crumbling government is now controlled primarily by the new university. Sean's going to make noise. Thank you. Oh, can you be quiet? You can stay downstairs if you can be quiet. Smashes into Ezra's recycling truck. Just don't move across the living room. I'm literally about to finish reading this and then stop for the next box. You know that? I love you, you idiot.